Hey there, fellow cardboard addicts, fellow cardboard nerds. Just turning on the camera one more time. Wanted to show some recent arrivals. Um, this time, some product from the Middle Earth CCG from the 90s. This is a very old game, but one that, as far as that CCG goes, is probably one of the most active ones. And that would have been the case at any time over the past sort of whatever 20 years. You can find all sorts of web pages and archives and forums from around the world of people who still trying to keep this game alive. But recently, I would say in the last year in particular, um, the game has been getting some great coverage from Team Covenant, who have done sort of a weekly let's play, and I've seen great videos from like the CCG collector who opens product, and from Red Zone Rogue as well. So I mean, there's some attention on it, and it's merited. I want to show you guys again. I bought this. What you see here are some pre-constructed decks. Here's another one. It didn't have the box. Uh, I picked these up because I want to play. There's a solo mode that the game has. And maybe I can talk some of my friends into giving it a try. But this is a notoriously complex game. There's a little peek at the rulebook. We'll flip through it in a bit. But I picked these up so that I would be able to, have enough material for sure on hand to get a game together for myself in the solo mode. Another thing I picked up was a complete set of an expansion called the White Hand. This one, what attracted me was that it basically includes corrupted versions of all of the wizards from the Lord of the Ring mythology. The Gandalf, Saruman, Radagast, Palando, and Alatar. These are the two that most people would know from the movies and the books and such. And then, let's flip through these while I chat here. But the game, man, it again, like many of these games that I'm bothering picking up from the past, are just absolutely beautiful, high level art. But you'll see as I flip through too. Look at the font size. Look at the font size on the game text. And that gives you a hint to just how complex this game was. This is not just something made for mainstream consumption or to sell a few boosters. This was something with a lot of care and thought. Wow, look at this. This is great. Care and gamerly thought put into it. Something for us nerds. I don't know that all the art is original. The company who made this, called Iron Crown Enterprises, I think did a lot of other products in that period. Oh, I love this. Look at this. A new Ring Lord. Look at that. So they may have reused some of this art from their role-playing game supplements. I don't know hardly anything at all about Iron Crown Enterprises besides their production of this game. And all these other videos that I linked and referenced there, there's plenty of history and background on how the game is played for you to check out. Really, I'm just looking here. If you've watched this far, let me know what you think of my purchasing strategy here. So, again, this is a complete set of the White Hand with these wonderful wizards. I then also bought a set of commons, the Dragons expansion. These, in case you're wondering, it's 2 decks based on wizards. This is Saruman. This is for Radagast. I'll take it out right now. This is the Witch King of Anmar. And Adunafel, Ringwraiths, Nazgul. This one is Radagast, as I said. I'll flip through some more cards for you, for your viewing pleasure here. The game is interesting in that, like all games almost, they have black borders for the original printings of cards, blue borders for unlimited reprintings, and then they went with gray borders for these pre-constructed decks. Okay, man. As you can see, man, the art style is just fantastic. It's got a style all its own, but there is a fair bit of variety. There's Gollum. Very nice high fantasy style. These are great to look at. These have a place in my collection, whether or not I get this to the table. But I do intend to try. If nothing else, I'm gonna play it in the very many solo modes. And I'm attracted to the challenge of doing so. I'll feel good about myself that I finally learned to play this, even if I only play by myself. There is an alternative out there, a game called the Lord of the Rings living card game from Fantasy Flight Games, which also has a solo mode, and it's basically modern game design, so it's very sleek. I'm sure very easy and elegant to figure out how to play, but I don't want that. I want this. I want small text, arcane rules, lots of icons to figure out, and I want to have to take time to build a deck, you know? So that's me, and that's probably you as well, if you've bothered to sit through this much of a video on it. So that's that. I want to just, before we turn this off, please, if you're watching, leave me some comments. If you know anything about the game, has this been a good purchasing approach? Should I just have gone with like a sealed box of one of the expansions? They're getting rather pricey as part of this whole craze for old collectible card games. But look at this rulebook, man. And look at it. Look how many words are in there. Look how much you have to go through to figure out how to play. Fantastic. They were not afraid back then. They were not afraid to make a game for gamers. And when I was younger, I had a starter deck for this game, maybe some boosters, and a handbook they used to publish handbooks for games back then. This was before the internet. And, I never once got to play it with anybody, but I spent hours and hours pouring through the art, pouring through the game text, and pouring through the rulebook and handbook. And it was just so fascinating, It just gripped you in a way that a lot of modern gaming products just can't, because they just don't have that kind of depth. A lot of them do have, they're very elegantly designed games, and there is strategic depth, sure, in the play. But not like this, I think even for this expansion, look, another small rulebook is included there. And look at all these glorious tiny words. You're probably too old to be able to make them out, but I can, so it's okay. Anyway, folks, this is how far I've gone into this. I probably will pick up some sealed product at some point. Pick out certain cards to buy as singles, like for example the One Ring itself and other items. But if you're watching this far, I would absolutely love a comment from you. Let me know what you know about the Middle Earth CCG. Have you played it solo? Have you convinced any fellow nerds to try to dig into this and figure out how to play it? And should I have employed a better strategy for starting a collection? Let me know, and thanks again for watching this.